I pride myself at being a masturbator, but this time it was the Pokemon Company's turn to jerk me around. Let's rewind a bit. Back on Friday, the Pokemon TCG Live developers revealed the patch notes for Tuesday's update. They were disappointing to say the least. So while I had originally planned to release my 2-year PTCGL video on Thursday, the actual birthday, I decided there wasn't really a point in waiting and birthed another live rant. Literally an hour later, this developer letter hit the forums, revealing a major new feature, a game log. On one foot, I was majorly annoyed. If I'd waited just a bit longer, I could have provided a more accurate video, but at the time, there was no indication there'd be any other worthwhile additions this week. But on the other foot, I get to make another video and double the amount of money I'd make. So it's a happy outcome, just like when your opponent Ionos you into bosses for game. For the past 2 years, a game log was at the top of people's wish list of features to carry over from PTCGO. After a full stream fingering it, I can confidently say, this is Pokemiles better than what we had in PTCGO, and it's kind of astonishing just how Goodra it is. By clicking the button underneath the scoreboard, the detailed game log appears, tracking literally everything that's happened in the game. What turn it is, what card you played, what Pokemon you get off of something like Nest Ball or Battle VIP Pass, which cards you discarded off of something like Professor's Research, which cards you kept off of Colress and which ones were sent to the Lost Zone, and so much more. Probably my favorite feature is being able to click on the actual card in the log. This is absolutely necessary for new players or for boomer players when a new set drops. If a card you're unfamiliar with flashes on screen before being shuffled back into the deck, now you can go to the game log, click on it, and see all of the details you may have missed. It's honestly insane just how much detail you can find on the game log, and it's a step towards them fulfilling that promise of making Live a more accessible way to play the Pokemon TCG. And when it comes to identifying bugs and sending reports to the developers, you can easily export the battle log at the end of a duel and then post it to the forums, or send it to the support team, or post an image of the log on Reddit so strangers can judge you. I don't know if it'll help the developers fix issues faster than they normally do, but more information is always a good thing, right? It is worth noting that this is Phase 1 of the battle log, and just like how Phase 1 of the MCU had Thor, it's not perfect. For example, if you win the coin flip and choose to go second, the log will write that out as your opponent choosing to go first. The log also has to wait for a knockout to resolve before all 4 things pertaining to that knockout get added to the list. And the log is also ahead of the game speed when it comes to your top deck for turn, so you can know what you're going to be drawing about 3 to 5 seconds ahead of the action actually taking place. I'm also not a big fan of the game log being tied to the scoreboard, meaning it will simply disappear at times during the duel. But none of these are game-breaking issues in any way, and it's honestly impressive to see the developers release such an in-depth feature with no real problems. Whoever made this, you did an amazing job. Now, before you go thinking this is a brand new era for Pokemon TCG Live, let me remind you that this is still Pokemon TCG Live. Yes, they added a great new feature, but just like when they tripled the game speed, they didn't go into the guts of the game and fully rework it. On that first day with the game log, I ran into the card select glitch where I couldn't grab it for a Sealstone. That issue's been around forever. And there's still the exploit where you can use Sableye Lost Mine to force your opponent to time out if Jirachi or Sky Pillar is in play. And let's not forget that Twin Energy was inexplicably banned alongside Scoop Up Net earlier this month. It was unbanned within 24 hours, but it was still weird that it happened in the first place. And the update this week also introduced another infinite rewards glitch. So yeah, shiny new feature, but same old game. In other PTCGL news, the Squawkabilly EX Yoga Loop bug was fixed. I mentioned in my 2-year video that it was possible it gets remedied as a byproduct of the other issue with Yoga Loop that they fixed, and it actually happened. So now you can safely evolve on your second turn after Yoga Loop, and you can't use Squawkabilly EX on back-to-back turns after Yoga Loop. Another change in the patch notes was the confusion effect. I'll put footage of the old confusion effect on screen right now, then footage of the new confusion effect, and you tell me if anything's changed. Also, I'm not a fan of the end screen changes. I know they had to make room for the battle log, I just hate change unless it's people spending 50 cents to fart on me on stream. The developers are also going to be addressing the issues with ranked play. This has been a problem for a very long time where as soon as you reach Great League, wins are worth the same amount of rank points as losses. No specific details were given and we don't know when it'll happen, but the fact that they're addressing it is another step in the right direction. And now let me end the video with a slight rant. Yes, the game log is glorious, and the fact that it's better than PTCGL's is awesome. But a game log is still a basic feature PTCGO had, and it took 2 years to come to live. Considering that live is PTCGO's replacement, PTCGO should have been the starting point, not the 10-year plan. We shouldn't have to wait years for basic features, especially from a game riddled with so many technical issues. Regardless of my long-standing issues with PTCGL, I'm happy to end the video here and simply consider this a rare PTCGW.